Hey everyone, I'm Amy and this is the Lotus. So for this video I wanted to touch on reunification. So first I wanted to start with just something that I think might help people. So in the 1500s there was a man named Sen no Raikyu, and Raikyu, he was a huge contributor to the popularity of the Japanese art of wabi-sabi, which is it's a tea art, basically. And what it means, what it stands for is, and what it was used for, wabi-sabi is used to describe the beauty that could be found in the ordinary. So finding beauty in simplicity. It's a pretty fascinating story. It's a beautiful art. So if you guys want to check it out, it's wabi-sabi, wabi-sabi, and the guy's name was Rikyu, Rikyu. His surname is Sen, S-E-N. And it was in the 1500s. He was born in 1522 and died in 1591. So, if you guys want to check it out, I encourage you to. It's pretty fascinating. Now the reason I wanted to share that with you is because during reunification, I know it can be scary, exciting, which is a super confusing mix of emotions, to say the least. So the best advice I could give anybody when it comes to reunification would be to find the beauty in the simplest things. Play a board game with your kids when they come home. I know that seems super silly and kind of lame, and you're probably thinking, man, my kid's not gonna, they're gonna expect this, big, huge thing. No, they're not. Chances are they're going to want as much normalcy as possible. The older kids are going to know that, things aren't going to be the way they were before. And they're more capable of voicing their opinions and, saying what they want, if they choose. Mine, for the most part, does, but sometimes not so much. So sometimes it's a fun guessing game. But, kids are kids. So, with the little ones especially, they're not real great at figuring out how they feel. They're still young. So play a board game. Play a card game. Depending on how your visitations would go, I would say go to the park. The small things, the little things that you did with them when they were home, the things that were normal, the fun stuff, sit and play a video game. Or for us, one of the things we used to do was have family night, movie night. My dad was a big movie buff, and it kind of rubbed off on me. So I like a lot of different movies and TV shows. So my daughter and I watched a bunch of different TV shows, just binge watched the crap out of, like, Ladybug and Cat Noir and just silly stuff. And we watched a lot of family movies for family night. And we played some card games. We played Pokemon with her. And I got her this cool board game for her birthday that I played with her, which was super confusing. FNAF thing. Five Nights at Freddy's. I think I said that right. But she loved it, and she's 13, so it's a little easier in that way, with the older kids now, or with the little kids, I mean. With the older kids, I think the biggest issue is dealing with the emotions involved. So for some kids, there may be resentment, some anger, hurt feelings, things like that, that are going on inside your kid, and you gotta let them feel that. I know it hurts. It does. I told my daughter time and time again, if you want to yell and scream at me and tell me you hate me for a minute, that's okay. If we want to cry after and hug, then that's what we'll do. And I'm grateful she didn't want to yell at me. But shortly after she got home, we did sit down and talk, and honesty is a big one with the older kids especially. You can't be as honest with the younger kids, obviously, but with the big kids, honesty is what they need. They need you to say, I'm infallible, and they need to hear that from you. So, it just, and it also teaches them to take responsibility when they make mistakes too, so it comforts them to know that you're willing to hold yourself accountable, for what they're feeling, and at the very least acknowledge what they're feeling, that you're willing to be there for them. That's really what they need. That's what they're looking for. Teenagers are all over the board with emotions as it is. They're going through so much already because of puberty and, figuring out who they are and where they're going. And, so it's not easy dealing with those emotions too for them. And they want their parent to get that and be there. They just want their parents to comfort them and understand that they're hurting too. And, so the best thing you can do is be honest when they have questions, be supportive, and like I said, focus on the small things, because that's really where it counts. That's really, where the magic is, in my opinion. It's those little moments when the time comes and your kids are gone and they're grown up and married with kids of their own, and you're old and sitting on a porch swing and, watching your family play out in the yard during Thanksgiving dinner. Those are the memories that you're going to remember about your kids when they were little, those little things. So you got to rebuild that, when they come home, and just be patient. Patience is a huge key. It's probably one of my biggest and most used tools in my toolbox is patience. Patience and understanding, so just be there for them, hang out with them, let them talk to you, let them ask the questions. They may be hard questions, especially for some of us, but how else are they going to learn how to process, intense situations if we don't teach them? So, and, always throw that positive twist on the end, tell them, hey, yeah, I messed up and we went through this and it sucked for a minute, but guess what? We got through it, we came out the other side together, and we didn't give up, and that's really what matters to them in the end. To know that you got their back, that you're there, and everything will be okay. So just reinforce that positivity. So I hope that helps everyone. I hope you guys have a great day, and congratulations for those who are going through reunification. We were lucky enough to get ours a week before Christmas, so that was best Christmas ever. But yeah, it was amazing. So you guys stay positive. Be a Lotus.